Intelligence isn't measured by how much you know. Everyone knows a lot of things. Intelligence is measured by what you do when you don't know something. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of the behaviors that feel normal, that feel like common sense that everyone around you does, are actually signs of low cognitive functioning. Not stupidity, not cruelty. Just patterns of thinking that limit how clearly a person can see the world. This video isn't about making you feel superior to anyone. It's about recognition, because you cannot fix a pattern you haven't named. And some of these patterns, I'll be honest, you might recognize in yourself. That recognition is the beginning of something better. 7 signs. All of them backed by cognitive psychology and behavioral research. Decades of work by researchers who studied how human thinking actually goes wrong. Let's start with the one that surprises people the most. Sign number 1. They confuse confidence with competence in themselves and in others. A loud voice is not the same as a right answer. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect, one of the most replicated findings in all of psychology. In 1999, David Dunning and Justin Kruger at Cornell University discovered something that changed how we understand human self-assessment. People with low competence in a domain consistently overestimate their own ability. And the reason is brutal in its simplicity. The skills required to recognize quality in a field are the same skills required to produce it. If you can't do it well, you often can't see that you're doing it badly. In practice, this looks like the person who has read one book on a topic and now corrects experts. The person who has never run a business giving confident advice about why businesses fail. The second part of this sign, and the more socially dangerous one, is that people affected by this pattern are also terrible at recognizing competence in others, because they have no internal standard to measure against. The colleague who has been in a role for 3 months and already knows better than everyone who's been there for 10 years, so they're most impressed by the people who perform confidence and most suspicious of the people who quietly produce results. Highly intelligent people, by contrast, tend to underestimate themselves because they can see exactly how much they don't know. They've developed enough competence to see the complexity of the field, and that visibility creates genuine humility, not false modesty. The tell. Watch how someone responds to being corrected or outperformed. The low intelligence response is defensiveness, dismissal, or a sudden shift of goalposts. The high intelligence response is curiosity. Oh, I didn't know that. Tell me more. Sign number 2, they think in absolutes. Everything is either completely good or completely bad. Completely right or completely wrong. Completely for them or completely against them. Psychologists call this binary thinking or splitting, and it's a cognitive shortcut that the brain uses when it lacks the processing power to hold complexity, because complexity is uncomfortable. Nuance requires you to hold 2 contradictory things as simultaneously true, and that takes cognitive effort most people would rather avoid. In conversation, it sounds like you're either with me or against me. If you don't agree with me completely, you're my enemy. There's no middle ground, no spectrum. No, it depends. This pattern makes people very easy to manipulate, because manipulators know that binary thinkers can be moved with simple triggers. You just need to get them to categorize you as ally rather than enemy, because real people are complex. Real people are sometimes right and sometimes wrong. A binary thinker can only hold you as perfect or worthless. Intelligent people are comfortable saying, this person is wrong about this and right about that. Sign number 3, they never change their mind, and they wear that as a badge of honor. I said what I said. I've always believed this. I'm not going to change my opinion because of what other people think. These phrases are often delivered with pride, as if consistency of belief regardless of evidence is a virtue. It isn't. It's intellectual paralysis dressed up as integrity. Real integrity is the willingness to update your position when the evidence demands it. That's not weakness. That's the entire scientific method. That's how every major human advancement happened. Someone was willing to say, I was wrong. The new evidence is better. I'm updating. The reason low intelligence thinkers can't change their mind isn't stupidity. It's identity fusion. Their beliefs have become who they are. Changing a belief doesn't feel like updating information. It feels like dying. So they protect the belief not because the evidence supports it, but because letting go of it feels like losing themselves. The intelligence marker here is separating identity from opinion. Being able to say, this is what I currently believe based on what I currently know, and I'm open to being wrong. That sentence requires a security in yourself that has nothing to do with being right all the time. Watch for this. How does someone respond when presented with evidence that contradicts something they believe? Attack the source, change the subject, add more assertions. Or the rarest response, go quiet, actually think about it and come back changed. Sign number 4. The inability to delay gratification. The consistent choice of the smaller, immediate reward over the larger, delayed one. You probably know the Stanford marshmallow experiment. Children who could wait for a second marshmallow were later found to have better outcomes across life. What's less discussed is that the inability to delay gratification isn't just a personality trait. It's a cognitive capacity. The ability to hold a future state in mind vividly enough that it feels real enough to wait for. In adult life, this shows up everywhere. The person who spends before saving, who reacts before thinking, who takes the easy short-term answer instead of doing the harder work that creates lasting results, who blows up a relationship in a moment of anger rather than tolerating discomfort for a better long-term outcome. The intelligence connection is this. The future is abstract. The present is concrete. It takes genuine cognitive power to make the abstract feel as real as the concrete. To make retirement savings feel as compelling as new shoes today. Low intelligence thinkers are often trapped in a permanent now. Sign number 5. They cannot tolerate being wrong, and will go to extraordinary lengths to avoid admitting it. This is different from sign number 3. Sign 3 was about not changing their mind when given new evidence. This is about what happens after they've already been shown to be wrong, already proven incorrect, already caught in the error. And they still can't say it. What comes instead? Blame shifting. Minimizing. It wasn't that big a deal anyway. Reframing. I actually meant something different. Or attacking the person who pointed out the error rather than addressing the error itself. The psychological mechanism is ego protection. Their sense of value comes from always having the correct answer. Being wrong isn't just an error. It's an attack on who they are. Contrast this with how highly intelligent people treat being wrong as data. Not as identity, not as disaster, as information that updates their model of reality. The 2 words "I was wrong" said simply without a but attached are some of the most cognitively demanding words in any language, and the people who can say them easily are almost always the most trustworthy, most growable, most genuinely intelligent people in the room. Sign number 6. When challenged, they argue from emotion rather than evidence. This isn't about emotions being bad. Emotions are real and important information. The problem is using emotional intensity as a substitute for logical argument. I feel strongly about this is not evidence. This is important to me, doesn't make something true. And the most revealing one, raising the volume of an argument as a substitute for improving the quality of it. Getting louder when losing the logic. Research in cognitive psychology consistently shows that emotional reasoning, treating how I feel about this as evidence for how things are, is one of the most common cognitive distortions associated with lower analytical ability. It's the confusion of the map with the territory, the feeling about reality with reality itself. This sign is particularly visible in online conversations where anonymity removes social pressure. Watch how someone argues when they're not face-to-face. Do they get more logical when challenged, or louder? Sign number 7, and this is the one that underlies all the others. They cannot tolerate uncertainty. They need an answer, even a wrong answer, more than they need the right one. This is called intolerance of ambiguity, one of the most consistent cognitive markers in the research literature. People with lower cognitive flexibility genuinely find uncertainty painful. Ambiguity creates anxiety, and that anxiety demands resolution, even artificial resolution. In practice, conspiracy theories spread fastest through people with high intolerance of ambiguity. Because a conspiracy theory, however wrong, gives you a complete explanation. It closes the open question, and a closed wrong answer feels better than an open honest one. It's also why snap judgments happen so quickly in people with this pattern. They close the file on you before you've had a chance to show them who you actually are. Intelligent thinkers have learned to be comfortable with open questions. They can say, "I don't know yet," without it feeling like failure. They can hold a problem in mind unresolved for weeks, months, sometimes years, turning it over, gathering information, waiting for the right answer rather than the first one. Einstein reportedly said that if he had an hour to solve a problem, he'd spend 55 minutes defining it and 5 minutes solving it. That's the opposite of low intelligence thinking, which jumps to the first available answer and then defends it forever. True cognitive power knows that the quality of your answer depends entirely on the quality of your question. And forming the right question takes patience with not knowing. 7 signs. All of them, at their root, about the same thing. The inability to tolerate discomfort. The discomfort of uncertainty. The discomfort of being wrong. The discomfort of complexity. Intelligence, real intelligence, is largely the capacity to sit with discomfort long enough to find the truth, to stay in the uncertainty, to resist the bad answer, to say, "I don't know yet," without shame, to hear you were wrong without breaking. Every single one of these signs is changeable. None of them are fixed. Awareness of a pattern is the first step toward interrupting it. You cannot change what you cannot see. Which of these 7 signs do you recognize in someone you know or in yourself? Drop the number in the comments. That's all. And subscribe if you want more psychology like this. I'll see you in the next one.